Hey, hey, hey. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. It's Memorial Day 2025. It's Monday, May 26th. And this is Shay Hope, also known as the Hope Strategist. And you guys, I'm just grateful to be alive. I'm grateful to be alive. I am thankful. I am thankful for God's love. I am thankful for the connections that I have made. I am thankful for the mentors that I have gained along the way. I am thankful for the strength that God has instilled in me. I am thankful for God's mercy. I am thankful that Jesus Christ died for our sins. I am thankful for my family. I am thankful for my friends. I am thankful for the relationships I've had, for the battles I have fought and won. I am thankful for the lessons I have been taught, for the things that I have failed at. I'm thankful for it all. Is anybody else just like truly, truly thankful and grateful for everything that has happened to them? Because God allows. You know, one of my mentors, Dr. Stormy Nicole Wellington, she says, God allows, like God allows it all. There is nothing that happens in our life that God is not absolutely positively aware of. God allows. And we don't always know the how, the why. We don't always know the reasoning behind what happens. And I don't think we're supposed to. I think that's God's protection, right? I think that's God's protection, because if we knew everything, why would we need God, right? If we knew everything that was going to happen, if we knew the cause behind everything, then why would we need God? Like, we need to be able to have faith in him. Okay, so for those of you that are just joining me, I want to say, Memorial Day weekend is a time that we honor those who have fought for our protection, for our freedom. So here in the United States, I want to say happy Memorial Day for all those who have served. I have family members, friends who have, served in the military in different branches. And I just want to say thank you for those who gave their life to make sure that we could obtain and keep the freedom that we now have. Regardless of how you feel about this country, how you feel about the leaders in this country, how you feel about, what's going on politically, we are able to have a certain level of freedom that a lot of people, have never experienced in their life. So I'm coming on here today to talk about something that's near and dear to my heart. Girl Hold My Hand, Legacy of Love. For those of you who are not familiar with Girl Hold My Hand, it is a community envisioned and started by one of my mentors, Dr. Stormy Nicole Wellington. And, I've met some truly amazing people in this community. Hi, Belle. Hi, Belle. As a matter of fact, here is one of the amazing women that I have met, and she's coming on. So hold on. So that we can talk to you all today on this Memorial Day weekend. Let me see. Did it let me?
Hey Shay.
Yes, there she is. Hi, Belle.
Hi.
Oh my gosh, I I immediately light up when I see you, because um I just think you are truly phenomenal, an amazing person. And I've always felt that way. So
Likewise, Shay.
your spirit is amazing. Look, I was just sort of introducing, the community and talking about the amazing people that I've met in
Yes.
the Girl Hold My Hand community. So yeah, this was Girl Hold My Hand Legacy of Love was birthed like how long ago? It wasn't even that long ago that we just was this. Has it been a week? Has it been a week already that we decided this?
Yes. It's been a little, it was quick. I can't remember it specifically, but it was.
Okay, hold on. Belle, you still there? You froze up a little bit. Or did I freeze? Belle, you still there? Okay, for those of you who are still on, I think I might have lost Belle for a second, but um, yes. So just to give you a little backdrop, um, Belle is one of the amazing members of the Girl Hold My Hand community. I am also a member of the Girl Hold My Hand community. And we, together with another phenomenal young lady, Kimberly Toko, we are launching a sacred space called Legacy of Love. Girl Hold My Hand, Legacy of Love. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can get. Let me see. Belle, are you on? All right. Let me send another. Make sure. Okay, there you go.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened, but I'm back.
I know, just like it froze. It froze for a second, but
Yeah.
so glad. I was just talking about you and Kim,
Yes.
a little bit about our community. So, Belle, just yeah, go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell a little bit about yourself. So, because
Yeah. So
I
my
could go
name's
on and on
Belle.
about you, but
Yeah. Yeah. For those of you who don't know me, my name's Belle Amoroso. I'm in the Tampa, Florida area. Um, and I've been in the community now, I want to say 3 years, but I'm really not sure. I'm not that good with time frames. It's not my strong suit. Um, and we started, well, it's been, I feel like it's been a couple of weeks, Shay, since you said, you know, can we get together and do something? And we had our meeting, our get together, yourself and me and Kim, and
yeah.
came to where we're going to do this, where we're going to help support people. I'm actually in my studio right now in Tampa. We're closed, but
Oh
I'm
my gosh,
actually
Belle,
here. Yeah.
tell them really quick, like what it is that you do, your profession, your background, your area of expertise. Can you tell them?
So for almost 40 years now, I've been in the tattoo industry and body piercing industry. We were originally out of Vegas. My husband was the first to open up a studio in Las Vegas. He wrote the health laws along with the health department for that. There were no other studios, and he had done that. He had previously opened up the San Fernando Valley back in the early 70s. But anyway, so we've been here in Florida now for almost, I'd say 22 years or so.
Wow.
And I actually, what I do is I don't tattoo. My husband and my son was second generation tattooists, and my husband's retired. But what I do is I run the studio, and I am a body piercer, stylist. We do a lot of ear curations and such. We brought gold here. Um, but really, what I do too is advocate for people to know about Narcan and life-saving things such as that, and support families too. We have a permanent Narcan distribution here in Tampa in the historic district, and
Mm-hmm.
anybody could come into my studio and get Narcan for free. It sits right up in the front window in a little box. And I have a big banner there, and I try to help some families.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. I thought it was that you just kind of tell a little bit about who you are, and definitely want to make sure that the whole reasoning behind going live today before we launch Girl Hold My Hand Legacy of Love is to, you know, to inform people about what it is that we're doing and why this was birthed and why, you know, why it's so amazing that we are getting together. So Girl Hold My Hand Legacy of Love was created to be a sacred space for parents who have experienced the loss of a child. That's one area. I mean, it's not the only area that we are connected, but it is a major area that you, I, and Kim are connected. I mentioned, you know, Kimberly Toko,
Yes.
another young lady. She's actually with her family right now, and unable to join us, but she's here in spirit, cheering us on.
Yes.
And so we wanted to come on, and I just want to make sure everyone kind of knows exactly what this is. This is a sacred space for parents who have lost a child. It's for moms, it's for dads, it's for people who have lost a child, regardless of how you have lost a child. And I don't care if that child was, you know, um, you were pregnant with that child. I don't care if it was 1 day old, 1 minute old, a week old, 5 years old, 30 years old, 50 years old. A loss of a child is a loss of a child. A loss is a loss. And I just wanted to make sure everyone knew that, because I know some people had questions like, oh, is it just for mothers? Oh, is it just for people who lost a child to suicide? Oh, is it just for someone who lost a child recently? No, it's a loss is a loss. And, you know, I was speaking with someone earlier today, and I sort of had to let them know, like, hey, you know, if you lost a child, like let's say a woman was carrying a child and she lost that child early on, like in her first trimester, second trimester, third trimester, like a loss is devastating for anyone. You know, if you are grappling, dealing with the loss, if it has affected you, and even if you're not dealing with it, but you're just, you know, still trying to figure out how to navigate, like this is a sacred space for you. And I know some people who, you know, this has affected them to the point where it's hard for them to deal with, you know, relationships. It's hard for them to deal with intimacy. It's hard for them to navigate, you know, just any type of, you know, communication with people, because they haven't been able to really communicate that, deal with that loss. Um, so what is your take on that? Because that's, you know, I wanted to make sure it was clear that everyone know it's, you know, it's not just for a certain loss is loss. It's not just for a certain type or a certain timeline. Like I want all parents to feel totally comfortable and open to being able to come to this sacred space. So
Absolutely. You know, not the day-to-day life, you know, Shay, you know, because you're living it, the day-to-day life, inevitably, almost every day, I'm not going to say every day, but almost every day, you know, there's something that is related to the loss of our child that
mm-hmm.
we're going through. And it doesn't matter how long they've been gone, they're gone. And uh, or the manner in which they left, you know, um, in relation to the fact that we're dealing with things on a day-to-day basis, and you're talking about relationships with others, you know, and you know, it is, and it does get complicated,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes you know, the people that you go to talk to are the people that may not understand fully what you're going through, even though they love you.
Yeah.
And, you know, and then everybody grieves differently, and everybody's going through different processes in the day. And you, I'll speak for myself. I can talk about things, but unless you are living what I'm living, then you can relate to your capacity of it,
That's
but
right.
you can't relate to the full extent. And, I have enough, um, I guess it's emotional and spiritual intelligence
Mm-hmm.
to not most days let some things affect me, uh, because people do, they mean well.
They do.
And if you're living it, but sometimes it's hard because there's really, to have other people to talk to who are living and just to vent and just to get it out.
Right.
Sometimes I just need to get it out. I really just need to be able to talk in a safe place with those who understand
Yeah.
and hear myself and just get it out and not have somebody, feel like they got to tell me what to do.
Yes.
And
Yes.
because that in turn sometimes complicates things for me. So if for me, one of the most important things is for people to know that you're not alone, and that when you're sharing and talking about whatever's going on when you're in the group, nobody's going to tell you what to
Yeah.
do. You know, we're just going to share our experience, and that's really comforting to me. It
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
is. It's comforting, and who else to do that with? And then others who are, living the life that we are.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm glad that you touched on that about how number one, about how the people that you may talk to, um, they a lot of times our friends and family, if they haven't been through what we've been through, they really can't relate, and we don't always need someone to tell us what to do. I am learning to have that grace of, not not feeling so like rah whenever I talk to someone, and when they say something that triggers me or makes me just want to be like, what the hell did you just say? Because they just don't know. I have to give them that grace, and I'm thankful for people like you, Bill. I'm thankful for women like you, for a woman like Kim. I'm thankful for my Aunt Kathy. I'm thankful for one of my best friend's moms. I call her Mama Delphine. These are all women who have lost children, who, I feel like I can call you guys, I can call all of you, and tell you, I could just say a few words and you automatically know like what I'm going through. You can voice what it is that I'm feeling,
Yeah.
without me having to say what it is that I'm feeling. So
Yeah.
it's truly navigating
Yes.
a loss that is just like no one there's no manual, there's no how to get through this, there's no step 1 2 3 on how to deal with the loss of a child. Like there's nothing anyone can tell you that can make you be like, okay, well, you take these steps and you'll be good. Like, no, that's not what this is about. But legacy of love is honestly, it's a legacy of love. It's giving honor to children. The thing that you and me, one of the things you, me, and Kim have in common is, we all, lost sons. Um, I don't know, there's a certain bond between moms and their sons. I don't care what no one says. Like it's a different kind of bond. And not to discount, the loss of a daughter, because this is for anyone, whether you lost a daughter or a son, like it's for everyone. But I think you and I and Kim, we can relate in a way that's unique to us. And I hope that we create this space for everyone, for all parents, where they understand like that, this is our sacred space. This is
Mm-hmm.
where we,
Yeah.
night and talk and, and get through this and be okay with not being
Mhm.
okay and
Yep.
cry and have our moments. Um, but is there is a legacy of love. Like I like that. I think it was Kim that came up with legacy of love,
Yeah,
right?
it was.
Yeah, and I
Yes.
like that because our children had, they had purpose. Their
Yes.
purpose, we have to make sure that we carry that purpose out. There's a reason that they were here. It was not in vain. It was not for nothing. And
Yes.
we have we have to live that out for them. So I'm just really, blessed and grateful, to have someone like you in my life and to have someone like Kim in my life. And um, and I love, you know, I love Colt and Jason. Never met either one of them, but I love them. Like I love them. And and their moms created such wonderful, wonderful uh, young men. And and it's and their purpose is being lived through their moms. So I'm really excited about that and excited about the purpose and
Me too,
oh,
Shay. Me too. Anthony as well. Yeah. I'm grateful, and I'm grateful. You know, there's so many things that come up, and different challenges that we all face,
yep,
and the days can be so different from each other.
yes, yeah,
So different from each other. And I know that everybody that knows our loved ones, knows Anthony, knows Colt, Jason, they loved them too. They loved them
yep,
dearly. And, they were a friend and in my son's case, a father. And,
that's right, that's
yeah.
right. Oh my God,
But
yes. Oh, okay. You
having said
get
that,
to see Colt through your beautiful granddaughter. Oh my gosh, she's
yeah,
so gorgeous, and she's like his little mini me.
she's
So
incredible. She faces challenges too, and that's
yeah,
something else I'd like to talk about. If there's people that are grandparents as well, that are, you know, parents that are raising or
yes,
co-parenting. I'm not fully raising my granddaughter; her mom
but they
raises her.
on too,
Yeah,
right? Right, Beth?
but there's challenges with that we face too, and that's some of the experience that um, I I would like to talk to other people as well and share
Mhm.
some things in a safe place. That's other things.
Yeah,
And um, some parents are raising multiple children, not
yes,
just one grandchild, but multiple grandkids. Because their loved one, their child is no longer here. So there's so much going on, and I
hmm
know Shay, I know this happens to you, this happens to me too, and like, what people see on social media, right?
yeah,
Compared to what happens in the day and the ebb and flow of it, and what helps you to keep moving, because I don't know about you, but I had some hills and some mountains today. Like I crashed down, I got back up, I had a
that,
second crash, and so, you know, that's part of the thing. That's part of it too. And having that safe, place to share about these things. We are warriors. We ain't stopping and staying depressed, and our loved ones don't want that for us. And those are words that that I repeat to myself. You know, to
because we
keep it
yeah,
moving, but we do have tools that help us. And I would like to be able to, if somebody's going through something, to help maybe share something that worked for me, or same for Kimberly, same for
yeah,
you, you know, I'm not trying to, all I want to do is to be able to share my experience. That's what I have. And if I can't relate to something that somebody's sharing, I'm just going to listen with love,
Absolutely.
because I didn't experience the same thing, but I can guarantee maybe you did, or Kim did, or somebody else in the group will have, and that's the beauty of coming together,
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely. Yeah, that's so true. That's so true. I am really excited about what's happening. I was talking with another mother earlier today, and she lost her son about 2 years ago, and she was just talking about, day to day. It's day to day, like frame on grief. There's no time frame on grief. But if
Yes.
we can help another mother, another father, another grandparent, figure out how to navigate this just by, listening to what they're saying, telling them, you know, what we did, how we're getting through, like it helps us and it helps them. One of the things you know, that Coach Stormy said in one of our in one of the most recent coaching calls was, she was like, you can turn your or pain can pivot into pity, or prosperity. Like, you got to figure out
Yes.
what you're gonna do. You know
Yes.
what I mean? Like, you got to figure that out.
Yes.
And for us, I think for you, me, Kim, like, we are learning how to turn our pain into prosperity. And I'm not just talking about money. I'm talking about prosperity in health. I'm talking about prosperity in spirit,
Yes.
prosperity in mind, body, finances, relationships. Like, you've got to prosper in all five domains of your life, right?
Yes.
And we have to keep going, because what's the alternative? Hello, for those of you just joining, thank you so much for coming on. You're live with, yeah, the founders, the creators of Girl Hold My Hand Legacy of Love. This is 2/3 of the Badass Trio.
That's right.
Shay Hope,
Bella
Beth,
Amoroso.
there we go. And Kimberly Toko, who is not here in body, but here in spirit. And
Yes,
really
she is.
excited. Next Monday, June 2nd, is our first Zoom. It's a private Zoom at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific time, for parents who have lost a child. Any parent, moms, dads. I especially want to make sure that, I want dads to come on too, because a lot of times, a lot of communities, a lot of outreaches are geared towards the women. I want to make sure dads know that this is a safe space for them as well, because loss is a loss. And, you know, dads try to be, or feel like they have to be super strong. And then single moms feel like they have to be super strong. Single dads feel like they have to be super strong and stay afloat. And, one of the things as a single mom, um, and my son was, he's my only child. So, I don't have a husband or other children to lean on. So it's a different kind of pain to navigate by yourself, right? But you don't have to be by yourself. And I think that's what I really want to convey with this legacy of love, is you don't have to do this on your own. And I'm talking to myself with this, because there's so many times, Belle, where I just feel like, yo, it's just me. It's just me. Like, it was just me and my son. It's just me and my son. But, you know, I'm learning that it's not just us. Like, we touch
Right.
many people's lives. So
Yes. And two, sometimes when we compare the situation, we're not identifying with the feelings. And sometimes when we're comparing situations, we think, you know, it's better because this, that, and the other, but it's more complicated because of this, that, and the other
Yeah.
sometimes too, you know? Sometimes, you know, like parent, husband and wife, I'll speak for myself, me and my son's only, my son was an only child.
Hmm.
He's our, you know, and my husband and I have been together for a really long time. We grieve this a million times different.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you know, you got one person that's trying not to think about, my husband's trying not to think about, my son being gone and everything like that. And I'm just talking about him all the time, right?
Right.
So we didn't really I couldn't really lean on him,
Yeah.
because if I went to lean on him, he'd get more upset. So it was like almost complicating another thing on top of all of it.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
Like so there's
And you
it runs deep.
you can speak to that.
It
Yeah,
runs
absolutely.
deep,
To that as a
but
yeah.
I'm super grateful that we get to help another person, even if it's just one person. And I know there's going to be a lot, and I hope that people, I'd like to be able to come on again, Shay, with you and Kimberly when she's back home, and do another live. And I really
Before
hope that,
2nd, are you saying before June 2nd you want to come on or yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. I
yeah,
think
when Kimberly's home. And also, I really want people to share. If we could just ask people to share our banner and share that, the date and everything, because people won't know we exist if they don't know we exist. And we know so many people, and if they could just share,
yeah.
that's all it takes. Because just in talking to people daily, I meet people that have lost a loved one, their child, and I've invited them. So
Absolutely.
yeah.
I posted it this morning, but I'll be posting it again. I know you and Kim are both posting on your pages. So, um, you know, you can find me on IG. I'm here at Shay Hope underscore. Shay is spelled SHAY Hope underscore. And I'm also on Facebook, Shay Hope. And where can they find you, Belle?
I am on Instagram here, Piercing by Belle, and that's piercing singular, and Belle, Belle, and also on Facebook, it's Belle Amoroso, Amoroso. And I'll also say that if anybody wants to talk to either one of us privately after this, just hit us in the DM, because we want to be able to help people. We really need y'all to share and get the word out. And yeah,
Yeah.
mainly I'm on Instagram. That's my jam.
So we will post the banner on our IGs for sure. But it's every first Monday of the month, 7 p.m. Eastern. It's a private Zoom for any and all parents who have lost a child. That is the space for them. So y'all please get the word out. If you are a parent who has lost a child, or you know of a parent who has lost a child, this is a movement. This is a sacred space. This is a place of healing and purpose and intention and love and honor and legacy. So we are really, really intentional, purposeful, and
Yes.
grateful to have this space. I definitely want to thank, one of our mentors, Dr. Stormy Nicole Wellington,
Mhm.
just for talking about it, with me. I remember, and I know she's talked to you, Belle, and definitely to Kim.
Yes.
Um, I wanted a way to honor my son, and I couldn't think of a better way than to talk to and connect with two other women who I know, um, have been there and are working and being intentional and purposeful about, helping other women. Like I truly appreciate, like I don't know if I can ever tell you how much it means to me, the little text messages that you give me. You know what I mean? Like, and they come at just the right time, when I'm just might just be thinking about something and you'll send a text message to let me know you're thinking about me. And the thoughtful, tokens that you send, and it means the world just to know that there's someone there that understands what you're going through and shows you like, hey, I got you. I know what you're dealing with. And sometimes that's all we need, just to know we're not by ourselves.
Yes. Yeah, I love you, Shay. Yes. Sometimes that's it, and it's so important
Yeah.
that people know they're not alone. You're not alone. You're not alone. And it's okay if you feel like everything that you feel every day, everything that you're going through, and I know that it's going to help a lot of
Yeah.
people. I know we're going to help a lot of people. We do it in person and talking to people,
Hmm.
and to be able to do it online to a group through the Girl Hold My Hand, legacy of love. It's powerful.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's
Yeah.
it for me. Is there anything else you want to say? Like yeah, I definitely want to get back on when Kim is able to join us, but wanted to come on and just kind of clear that up because I did have a question today. Someone was asking me like, is it for dads as well? And is it just for parents who lost a child by suicide or who lost a child by violence? I'm like, no, it doesn't matter a loss is a loss. That's the way I see it,
Yeah.
you know.
It's a support group for us, focusing on us.
Yes.
And so how our loved ones passed away. Of course, there's going to be times when people are going to want to talk to each other, whoever they connect with.
Right. Right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
But yeah,
All
yeah.
right.
Thank you so much, Shay. I love you.
Do it.
And everybody, if you see the banner, please share it. Please share it. Please let people know when you're talking to people. If you come across people in your day outside, please let them know about the Girl Hold My Hand Legacy of Love support group that's starting. And we're grateful. And thank you to Coach for blessing us and for everything that you've done for us. Thank you for everything that you've done for me and my family. I would probably still be in the bed if it wasn't for the Girl Hold My Hand community. Like,
Let-
no doubt.
listen.
No doubt.
Hear me? Do you hear me? Yes, my sentiments exactly. I tell people I don't know. I might have like lost my mind for real, for real. So yeah.
Take care, Shay.
All right.
I'll talk to you soon.
Talk to you soon. Blessings,
Thank you
everyone. See you.
all for joining us.